Oslo nå. Her har vi Rawan Damen, som valgte at Oslo skal være i den siste stasjonen, fordi Rawan hadde forskjellige jobber her i Oslo, og hun skal fortelle oss litt i talen sin. Palestine Remix-prosjektet, hvor Rawan Damen leden for prosjektet, og hun hovedpersonen i dag, som skal snakke litt om jobben sin, hvorfor valgte hun den veien her, og Palestine Remix-prosjektet til slutt. Rawan Damen senior produsent i Al Jazeera-kanal, og hun kjent the face behind Palestine Remix. Derfor vil jeg gi mikrofonen videre til Rawan Damen for å fortelle oss litt om om selv og hennes jobb, og hvorfor valgte hun å jobbe på den linjen her, og hvordan kom hun opp med Palestine Remix-prosjektet.
Thank you, Yassine. Thanks for all the organizers for this event today, and thanks a lot for attending and coming to meet here and listen a bit about Palestine Remix. Let me start by introducing to you first of all the website. If you were not here in this room, and just checking PalestineRemix.com, which is this website. And this website, I would love all of you not to forget it at all, PalestineRemix.com. Let's go there as if we are just trying to skim this website and try to see what we will get. So let me try to go to the internet here and this show and just go to the internet. And this is the website. You will go to the home page. And if you go to the menu, you will find the films. The films are 120 documentaries in 4 different languages. We have English, Arabic, Bosnian, and Turkish. And why those languages? Because they are Al Jazeera network languages. We do broadcast in 4 languages. We started in 1996 in Arabic, and then in 2006 in English, and then 2011 in both Bosnian, in Sarajevo, and Turkish. So here you find every single film that is available in Palestine Remix. If you go to Al-Nakba, for example, a 4-hour series on the story of Palestine from 1799 until today, you will find more information about each single film and extracts cut for you, ready to share. If you are a lazy person who just want to share things, you can watch this, for example, 19 seconds. And this is Dr. Avi Shleim, Israeli-British historian in Oxford University, one of the most prominent historians on the issue. And if you liked what he says about the Balfour Declaration, you can share it on social media, email, Google+, Twitter, or Facebook. So you can read more about this series that is a 4-hour documentary about the story of Palestine from 1799 until today, telling the root causes of Al-Nakba story. And then at the end of each long form, this is done a design on Adobe Muse long forms, you can find the full film. And here in the full film, all those films are available on YouTube, as many other documentaries about Palestine. Yet, in Palestine Remix, the difference is you can watch the documentary and at the same time go through the transcript, the full transcript.
All part of a campaign to defeat the Ottomans and establish a French presence in the region.
There is a full synchronization between the text and the video.
But he was ultimately defeated.
So you can go to another, let's say here we went to the minute 13 and then we found Dr. Eugene Rogan is is the head of the Middle East Center at Oxford University, and here he speaks, so we can listen to him and read at the same time the transcript. So if you liked this extract, you just highlight the extract you liked from Dr. Eugene Rogan, for example, and then you can share it immediately on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, email. Plus, what you have created is this link in. So the extract you have chosen from Dr. Eugene Rogan is this link. You can embed it in your blog, your website, your newspaper, and you can download it. You just click here and the download will start. We should be seeing it to start the downloading soon. And it's there. And it says 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, now we are done. If this laptop has a player to play the MP4, we'll try to play it now. Then now it's playing. And this is what we downloaded randomly.
روتشايلد كان يلعب دور شخصي اللوبي ليشجع الحكومة البريطانية أن تأخذ سياسة معينة بالنسبة إلى
And this you can take on your USB to your classroom or to your lecture and use it there. Let me get back to the website. So, you can do like this in all the documentaries in all the different languages. Also, there is a full timeline about the story of Palestine. So here you have a simplified one page about the story of Palestine. If you would like to know more, let's say about 1948, Al-Nakba year, you press, it's an interactive timeline, you get into the year you would like to know more about, and then it goes to every single place in all the documentaries 1948 was mentioned. And so you have now the full search results of 1948. If you like this extract, for example, from the documentary named Born in 48, it's a documentary that has 5 characters, 5 women, 2 Israeli, 3 Palestinian, all of them born in May 1948, so all of them are 67 years old and they tell their story. Let's click on this. So we chose one search result from all the search results about 1948, and then the documentary will go to the place in the documentary that this year was mentioned in both the video and the text. We are waiting here. If you like, for example, to search you yourself, not about a year, but any keyword, so here this is the result we have chosen. It's an Israeli character saying 1948, that means 1948. It's both in the video and in the text that goes there. Let's try, for example, to search about any word. So this is Jerusalem, for example. So if you write any word, a tree, street, Jerusalem, any word, you go to every single place this was mentioned in all the documentaries, and then exactly like we did with 1948, you go there and you find in the video and in the text the place you liked. Now, if you are more daring and you would like really to implement Palestine remix, then you can start remixing, which means here we have the remix page. We'll try the remix itself. Let's go and start remixing. Try to close this, maybe it's making it a bit slow. I want to show you how to remix in, okay, I closed the right page. Okay. So start to remix. Here at the left you find all the documentaries, and here exactly, okay, you like this documentary, you just drag this extract from here and drop. So now you're starting to build your documentary. You got 20 seconds from this documentary. Okay, here you play the extract you have chosen, huh? So here, okay, and then Let's go to Area C, for example. Area C is a film about the 60% of the occupied West Bank that is, with the peace process, with the Oslo Declaration, has been under Oslo too, in fact, under the full military Israeli control. So if you like this extract from here, play, and you take this extract, for example, and take it here. So now you started to build a remix that is from two films, from Against the Wall and from Area C. When you finish building your film, your remix, you just go here and share. And when you share it immediately to the social media, or you download like we did. This is the special about Palestine Remix. The technology has been used for the first time widely as this in English, and for the first time ever in Arabic, Bosnian, and Turkish. Okay, let me try to get this. Sure. But how all of this started? I'll get back to one of the films that is inside Palestine Remix, and that is The Price of Oslo. It's my second time here in Oslo. I've been here in January 2013 when I interviewed 7 Norwegian politicians who have connections with the story of Oslo. And this is when I met Mr. Thorvald Stoltenberg, who many people don't know that he was very involved in the Oslo story, and not only the late Horst. This is me trying to film here in Oslo at that time when it was minus 28 degrees. It resulted in 2 hours, The Price of Oslo story, about the root causes of the story of Oslo from the 70s until today. After I finished my Birzeit University undergraduate studies in Palestine, where I did double major media and sociology, this is me in my graduation ceremony in 2001, I did my postgraduate studies at Leeds University in the UK and finished studying documentaries. And for the last 15 years, I've been doing documentaries mainly about Palestine. And then for the last 8 years, I've been a commissioner at Al Jazeera Media Network, working with a small team. Here on the left, I started alone in 2008, heading a strand called Focus and Palestine in Focus in Al Jazeera. And then another lady joined me, Khadija, that you can see her in the picture, in 2010. And then Naji, who is in the middle, in 2011. And then we became a larger team with Tariq, Ahmed, and Abdul Latif. And this is a commissioning team that commissioned 90% and over from the films that are inside Palestine Remix. For the last 2 years, I've been heading Palestine Remix, the website. A lot of people helped us officially and voluntarily in this project. But I would like to mention here Imad Musa, who's Al Jazeera English head of the online in Al Jazeera English, and who is here with me on the launch day in 2014. I produced 12 documentaries, 12 hours on Palestine. First, Al-Nakba, 4 hours documentary that is already translated into 10 different languages available on YouTube, including the sign language. Then I did The Bitter Piece, which is one of the documentaries that most of the youth like. They call it black comedy. It's 50 minutes, it's 1 hour, just archive, no filming in the field, no interviews, telling the story of the first peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. Then I did Owners of the Homeland, Ashab al-Bilad, the 5 hours, about the Palestinians inside Israel. You know, in 1948, the Zionist project expelled 850,000 Palestinians, and over 150,000 Palestinians stayed inside the state of Israel. And those were forced to have Israeli passports, and they lived 20 years under military cruel rule, which did not allow them to even leave their village without a military order that they can go to their school. Those 150,000 Palestinians became now 1.5 million inside Israel, what the media called them the Arab Israelis, the Palestinians inside the green light, and whom I call them owners of the land. They are discriminated against from the Arab world as they have Israeli passports, and from the Israel state as they are considered second or third citizens. This was their story that is available in Arabic, English, and Spanish. And the last, The Price of Oslo, the 2 hours. Each of those documentaries, I can tell you about them for hours and hours, because each one of them I spent 1 or 2 years working on each of them. I'll just tell you the story of one document that appears in one documentary. There is in Al-Nakba over 300 documentaries that were rare documents to show inside the film. This is just one. It was written in 1915 by a British Zionist cabinet member, Herbert Samuel, who wrote this secret document in 1915, 2 years before the Balfour Declaration, the famous one. He wrote it under the title The Future of Palestine. And 5 years later, the British mandate assigned him, Herbert Samuel, as the first British commissioner to be heading into Palestine. And he stayed there for 5 years, implementing exactly what he wrote in this document to get Palestine to become a Zionist state. Another picture is one in 1979, much later. And we were given this picture by the late Hans Langva here in Oslo. This picture was taken in Beirut in Lebanon in 1979. And I'll delay the story of this till the end. Then I was a part of the commissioning team whom you met via the picture now, of over 60 hours on Palestine. I'll tell you just quickly 4 of them. Gaza, We Are Coming. We worked with a Greek filmmaker to document the story of the first 2 Greek ships that broke the siege onto Gaza. And it is a very fascinating story of why those people decided to break the siege of Gaza after 40 years of the siege. Beyond the Walls is with a Palestinian filmmaker. He's a son of a refugee. It's a cartoon documentary. There's the meaning of freedom for Palestinian and Lebanese prisoners who have been jailed into Israeli jails more than 10 years, 15, 20 years, talking not about the torture or the time they spent inside the prison, but about their meaning of the freedom. The Pain Inside was done with a filmmaker who lives in Luxembourg. She's from Luxembourg, and she filmed with the Israeli soldiers, the 3rd generation, who after they finish their mandatory service in the Israeli army, decide to go for vacation into India or Germany. And some of them decide to stay there forever and not to come back to Israel, and they say why. Hunger Strike is a docudrama that is done by a Palestinian filmmaker from the Besieged Gaza Strip. He cannot come and visit you here because of the siege. He did this documentary about Palestinian prisoners who decide to do hunger strike. And one of the Palestinian prisoners themselves, Ayman al-Sharawna, who was freed, he himself acted how he did the individual hunger strike. All those films are inside Palestine Remix, which was launched in Qatar, in Doha, in 2014. And this is the team, the technical team behind Palestine Remix. From the extreme left there, Mark, he's British. He's holding the laptop in a pizza box because he lives in Italy. He's our developer. Next to him, Lorian, who's Romanian. He holds his coffee because every time I tell him about something, if we can develop it, he says yes with a lot of coffee. So those both are our developers. Behind them is Nada, is Lebanese French. She worked on the content of the website. Then Piotr, who is holding the mobile design, he's our mobile designer. Me on there with the blue jacket. Then in front, Ali, who's Palestinian American. He's an assistant producer in Al Jazeera English Online and worked on the content. Mohammed Haddad, behind him, is Palestinian South African. He's our technical team leader and the developer who worked on the data visualization in this project. He's holding Atlas of Palestine. This is a book that Dr. Salman Abu Sitta spent 20 years working on it. There's a chapter there about the 530 destroyed villages. And we took this chapter, and in Palestine Remix, if you go to destroyed villages, you can pick the village you like from the 530, and you will get all the information about that particular village, and you can share it on the social media. And then with the Greek clothes, our Greek designer Costa. Palestine Remix is the largest interactive visual project on Palestine. We are very proud of our content. Without those documentaries, without the content, we could never come and tell you the story of Palestine. The story of Palestine have been going along with documentaries and drama for so many years. But in our website, we do think we have a different approach. It's not documentaries that are talking about injustice in a sad way. You will find there Gaza Lives On, 7 happy stories from Gaza Strip. You will find people who are opposing and struggling against ethnic cleansing. Yes, Zionist Project is doing ethnic cleansing in Palestine till today. It has been very harsh, very strong and quick in 1948. Now it's going very slowly and very systematic, as the Zionist Project thinks it's in the middle of its project, not at the end. Yet, Palestinians are happy people. They are being there in their homeland, and there is 8 million Palestinian refugees outside, who all of them feel they don't have a homeland. And not having a homeland makes you stronger and not weaker. As the technology, it's a hyper audio network technology, as I told you, synchronizing audio recognition between the video and the audio and the text. And the design is an Adobe Muse design. In the website, there's the documentaries, the destroyed villages, there's 15 different drone footage from Palestine. If you have never visited Palestine, it's very worth checking. If you have visited Palestine, you will be amazed seeing Akka, Haifa in drone footage. There is 15 terminology extracts. Many people, when they watch the documentary, they end up and saying, what does it mean exactly, the green line, the administrative detention? There is short explanations, and then it guides you to where in the documentaries this was mentioned. There's quizzes, 3 different quizzes that we update with time if you want to test your knowledge about Palestine. The interactive timeline, and also an interactive map that tells you the story of Palestine in 1 minute. When I did my Al-Nakba film, for example, in 2008, it was shown on Al Jazeera Arabic, 2013 on Al Jazeera English. I used to tell my friends and my extended family to go and watch the documentary that is 4 hours. And many of them will look at me and say, 4 hours, Rawan, is too long, we cannot. And they will smile and say, yeah, we watched 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And for me, that was really a pain, because I spent over a year working on this project day and night. And then I found out that many people want the short things, the quick bites. And this is why Palestine Remix is there now. You can pick and choose whatever you want and use it for your own work and your own benefit. Our tools are unique because you can read about the film, watch them fully with the transcript, watch extracts and mix and match. They are in 4 different languages. When we did those films, we never expected, for example, that they will be used for learning translation. Now in Turkey, people are using this to learn Turkish. They have the full film in Arabic or in English, the video and the text, and next to it in Turkish, and learning Turkish because it's very easy to hear, watch, and read the text. So we never thought one of the uses will be in translation. And you can search, full search within the website. 3 million people visited Palestine Remix so far, 10,000 made remixes. All the remixes are on the website as well. So you can go and watch the remixes and comment on them and share them with your friends. Many people approach us for Palestine Remix. Some are very interested only in the technology and the remix. They don't care about the story of Palestine. They want to use the same technology. It's an open source one in their work on environment, on different issues. Some are interested in the filmmaking. They are filmmakers. They want to watch documentaries in one place and see the different styles. The documentaries are very different there, and all of them are worth worth checking. Some people are interested only in the remixing as a game. I just mix and match and do my own story. Or storytelling itself, how to tell the story of Palestine from different angles and from different places. Some in the social media, just using it on Facebook, Twitter amazes them, and some for the research, and there is a lot of potential there. Palestine Remix have won in the last 18 months 4 awards: the Webby Award for the visual match-ups from the New York Digital Academy in the States of America. Also from America, we were the site of the day on the Adobe Muse, plus the 2 prestigious awards from the Media Online Awards in London in the UK, the Outstanding Digital Team of the Year, and the Technical Innovation. We were very happy with that because our competitors were The Guardian, the Huffington Post, the BBC, the CNN, and all of them said that Palestine Remix deserves the prizes. Lately, we did 3 months a questionnaire asking people who have used Palestine Remix about their opinion, and the feedback was relatively very positive. We got 2 major requests: the download feature and more languages. When we launched the website in November 2014, we didn't have the download option available. People were only able in the link to embed that link in their website. And only in London, we have launched the download this week, and people starting to download for the first time. And we optimize it in a way, as you saw just now, it will be downloaded very quickly and in YouTube quality. More languages, we have requests from everybody: Norwegian, Chinese, Urdu. Everybody wants Palestine Remix in their own language, and we cannot, of course, do all of this. But we got a group that were very interested. This is the download as I showed you. And on Palestine Remix YouTube channel, which we just launched, if you go on YouTube Palestine Remix channel, you will find all the films for the first time in Spanish. And it was done by a group of people from Latin America that were very interested to get all the films in the Spanish language, and they did. We are on Facebook and Twitter at Palestine Remix and hashtag Palestine Remix. If you want to hashtag for this event, please do also the hashtag of hashtag Pal Remix Tour, that is just here. Palestine Remix is a free, interactive, open source for you. We have done it. We have done our part, and it's yours to do with it whatever you like for their work. If you find benefit from it, tell your friends and tell people who will be using it and benefiting from it. One example of people using it was Ala Tartir. He's a Palestinian professor teaching in the UK and in Holland, and he used Palestine Remix as an educational tool. We'll try here to let Ala speaks, and we'll see if the internet will get us, and we'll listen to him. He used it as an educational tool.
My name is Ala Tartir. I'm the program director of Al-Shabab, the Palestinian Policy Network. I'm also a lecturer at Utrecht University in the Netherlands, teaching the Arab-Israeli conflict at the moment. Previously, I was a lecturer at London School of Economics in the UK, teaching also the Arab-Israeli conflict. I came to know about Palestine Remix 2 years ago when I started teaching this course. And I found it a valuable resource that makes my life as a lecturer, as a teacher, more enjoyable. And also, it makes the life of the students more fun. We're discussing very annoying topics, if you want, and very unpleasant topics. But having such an entertaining tool, a very creative one, like Palestine Remix, made the whole educational experience completely different. It's a resource that gathers lots of information and offers lots of information based on so many research and so many books. It's not only that it's a data bank, if you want, and an initiative where so many resources are available, but also it creates new approach for teaching. It goes beyond reading the books, beyond reading the articles, to go and create the knowledge that you want. Palestine Remix offers this remixing service, where students feel the ownership of the whole educational system and the it's not only a website that offers excellent documentaries, but it is an entertainment tool. One day, one of my students came to me and told me, listen, I missed the football match because I spent hours and hours exploring this remix thing. I felt really sorry for him, that I was a bit guilty that he missed the football match. However, I was very happy to know that he really enjoyed the wealth of knowledge that Palestine remix offers. And other than the services offered there, the collection of the documentaries are an excellent tool for education. Think of documentaries like The Price of Oslo, the Four Episodes of the Nakba, the First Intifada one. I use these as main tools in my education philosophy and my educational output. I send to the students, send them to the students before the class, they watch them, they write notes, and we engage in a very constructive debate and discussions based on these films. These are new approaches that Palestine Remix offers me as a teacher. It's a ready educational package, very entertaining, very informative, and very creative and inspiring. Students love it, and based on my 2 years of experience in the UK and the Netherlands, they just want more and more of this service. So I'm very thankful that this resource is there to make my life easier and more enjoyable and more inspiring. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Ala. Get back to where we were. Our plan for 2006. Okay. Just.
كان هناك أيضا نشاط مسرحي متشعب في فلسطين تمثل أكثر من أي شيء آخر في الكتابة المسرحية، يعني في التأليف المسرحي وفي إقامة فرق مسرحية فلسطينية. هناك الكثير من الأدباء الفلسطينيين الذين
The internet wants you to watch more Palestine remix. That's the problem. So in 2016, we are after more international engagement, partnerships with NGOs, with academia, in addition to some remixes activities. For example, when we did Palestine Remix, we thought it's an individual-based activity. So each one individual will do his own remix. But then, when people started doing camps, youth camps with the remixes, they started to do group remixing. So every 2-3 together, they will sit together, discuss, and do their own remix. And in one night, in Gaza Strip, they did 80 remixes, and they got the best 10 and gave them prizes. So that was a surprise for us to transfer the remix idea into a group remixing thing. And now you cannot do or make your remix on your smartphone. So you can only make the remix on your desktop or laptop. You can watch on your mobile, you can search on your mobile, but you cannot do. Still, the technology did not allow us to do this. So we are trying into that. We are trying into new features and new languages. More documentaries will come. 4 new documentaries in 4 different languages will be added next month. When we started, we had 17 documentaries. Now we have 30 documentaries in each language. One of the documentaries that will come very soon, next month, is on the human shields. The Palestinians that were used as human shields in Gaza Strip in the Israeli attack in 2014. It's a very nice one done by Ashraf Mashharawi, our great filmmaker. And we are adding into more interactive maps. I promised you to tell you the story of this picture. And this picture was sent to me by our dear colleague and friend Amal Hamdan, who's there, who's our key person of Al Jazeera here in Oslo, Norway, by Hans Langva. He sent it to me as I interviewed him exclusively for Al Jazeera. He never spoke with a Norwegian TV or any other TV about the secrets of Oslo, and he did in the documentary The Price of Oslo. It was on the day of his 70th birthday. He did the interview. And you know, in filming and editing, it takes us months to finish the editing of the film, because I log every single word from every guests I filmed in Palestine, Israel, and in Norway for this film. We finished the film and it was shown on the 20th anniversary of the Oslo Declaration signing in September. So it was shown in September 2013 in Arabic on Al Jazeera Arabic and next week in English in Al Jazeera English. And then I put the film on DVDs. I sent them to Ammar here in Norway. And he handed the DVDs to the 7 guests, the Norwegian guests that were here. 2 days after that, I got the sad news that Hans Grandpa have passed away. And I was very sad because I wanted him to see the film that he gave his story to tell. He told us stories that were never mentioned in any historian book. And 24 hours later, I got this email from his wife that he watched the documentary at the hospital where he was sick, and he was happy with the documentary, and he said that the documentary was fair to him. When people will watch this documentary or watch this picture in the documentary, they will never feel like me, the filmmaker of this documentary. Behind those documentaries are lives of people who wanted to share with you their own stories. This is my email if you have any questions. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Tusen takk, Rawan. Palestine Remix ikke bare et vanlig verktøy som aktivister kan bruke. Palestine Remix kan forandre det politiske bildet i et land. Vi som aktivister det kjempeviktig at vi forstår det politiske systemet vi jobber under. Derfor vil jeg gi mikrofonen til Akhtar Chaudhry. Han styremedlem i SV, og han var vararepresentant og vicepresident til Stortinget